Mental Health Matters Thursday, and on the Zoom line, as per usual, Johanse Ayodike, Behavioral Change Specialist. And what a topic this morning. I mean, let me just say welcome, and always good to see you, Johanse.
Thanks, Jason.
Today's topic, and I want TNT to sit down and just lean back for this one. The question is posed: should one or should someone break up right before the New Year's or for the holidays, as it were? I mean, we're talking here, break off a relationship, you know, we're done. It's over. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. You give them the I'm leaving right before the New Year's, or even, let me even add, Christmas. How insensitive, Johanse?
Well, good morning, Jason, again, and good morning to the viewers. At first, it could seem insensitive, but Christmas and the New Year, Christmas is a time usually people want joy. And the New Year is a time where people release the old into the new. So why take something that is not bringing you joy into Christmas, and then if it's something that is old, that no longer is of use to you or not bringing you that joy, why bring it into the New Year? And I'm saying break up before Christmas, before the New Year, because we tend to find excuses. Okay, well, Christmas is not a good time, all right, so I'll wait. New Year's is not a good time, okay, I'll wait. But the year no start, I'll wait. Then Valentine's Day coming, okay, I'll wait. And then you end up in that same relationship another year procrastinating if it's something that you don't want to be in.
Okay, so I guess now, seeing that you've been able to work out all the details and you recognize, okay, this relationship is going nowhere. The end of the road is not even near, it's here. How does one now massage and really bring this now into a reality? How does one even start the conversation? I've heard of people breaking up via email, people send text message, who send voice note, who might have done it face-to-face. That was the old school way. But there are many ways people break off a relationship. How does one now, I just want you to guide myself and the nation as to how do we massage this very delicate situation of calling it off right before the start of a new year or before Christmas?
Two factors. One, the person who is deciding to do the breakup needs to know what they are comfortable with. So when they realize what they're comfortable with, whether it is writing a letter, doing an email, I do really suggest text message, WhatsApp route, or even in person if they are comfortable with that. First, analyze what you are comfortable with. Then, of course, if you're in a relationship with someone, you should also have an idea of what they are comfortable with. So based on your comfort level and their comfort level, then you will decide how to do it. But the fact is that you should do it and ensure that you are honest and as sensitive as you can be, because sometimes people may think breaking up could be an insensitive thing, but staying with someone when you're not happy can make it even worse.
But it's just the timing, because I'm trying to consider now, granted, yes, you'll be free and it's like you get that heaviness off your shoulder. But the person that is on the receiving end now, especially if they did not expect this breakup, you know, they're thinking everything hunky-dory, or there might have been problems and you're working it through, and you're looking towards the new year, because in your mind you're saying to yourself, well, you know what, the new year can bring renewal, something fresh, you could start all over again. So now you have to sit down home salty by yourself, breaking the new year, the tradition you're accustomed doing, whether it be all you go a little Old Year's Lime, you go to church, that's done. So the person on the receiving end of this breakup now, I want you to talk to them as to how to accept and to deal with this particular development.
Okay, let's go with long-term versus short-term. Let's say the both individuals stay together in the short term. Yes, it's Christmas time, yes, it's New Year's time, and you end up being with this person. But as you go on, every relationship is not a happy one. Every person really wants to break up, but delaying it. then later on, the memory of the Christmas or the New Year will be tainted because now you're thinking, well, everything was okay. And now I thought I had a great Christmas, a great New Year, but now 2 years later, a year later, however long later, you realize it wasn't like that. So that long-term pain could be worse than the short term of the breakup. So that person in the receiving end could realize, you know what? This may not have been the best time for me, but at least now I'm not holding on to memories and then realizing years later, well, those memories were a lie. And 3 years, 4 years, how many ever years now don't even exist. And now Christmas could be now something worse, and it could even carry on to future relationships. Now wondering, I wonder if this person want to break up with me. I wonder if this would be a good Christmas. I wonder if this memory is something that I'll be able to hold on to.
Yeah, because I mean, that what you speak of is trauma. You know, the fact that the season, for many, it's a time of joy and extreme happiness, but there are many also who very wary. They become very wary when Christmas comes around because it triggers a particular memory. And sometimes that memory is linked to a loss of a loved one, or it could be the loss of a relationship. And then I'm sure there are people who might be a bit cheap too. They just break things off because clearly they really don't want to, they might not have the financial clout, or they just really don't want to buy something for this special somebody, so they call it off. I've heard of those situations, you know, you want to say. I'm sure you hear about that too.
But even if it's that situation, it's better to break off early. The person know that they're cheap and let the truth be revealed as soon as possible so you can move forward in the new year with something. And if you want to even go from a different angle, so we've speaking about breaking up in relationships, I am also putting a spin in terms of breaking up with things in your life that don't serve you. Because many times we kind of take a break for Christmas. We say, all right, well, let December pass, and by next year, I will be on my diet. Next year, I will start to exercise. Next year, I will X, Y, Z. And sometimes it makes sense to start all now, because even if you're putting things in place for the new year, instead of just starting the new year with a rush, start planning now. Break up with the old habits, old business relationship, old friendship, all things that no longer serve you. Better to do it now than to wait until the new year, because honestly, you don't know what will happen between now and the new year. So it's better to do it now. Get rid of it now.
Yeah, you start programming your mind and programming your entire being and movement immediately. I want to go back to the gift-giving scenario, because you could find yourself in a very technical and ticklish place where, and I'm thinking if the breakup needs to happen, best it happen before Christmas, because how could it be we exchange gifts December 25th? Somebody jump out a pocket, let's say something very extravagant. Person accept the said gift. You accepted a gift too, you know, gift exchange, and then Boxing Day, or literally, because let's be real, the time frame between Christmas Day and New Year's is just a couple of days, is a week. So you suggest the break-off should be before Christmas, or you do the gift exchange, and then right around the 28th, 29th, you say, here, what's going on? Sandwiches, I'm leaving.
Jason, you see all that is distress, causing distress to yourself and the other person. It's best you break up before Christmas, because if you really want to leave that person to cause the distress, to look for the gift, to find the gift, to pay money for the gift, you causing yourself distress. And then if you give the person, let's say, a real good gift, the person real happy, and then that happiness now is paired with the sadness of the breakup. So that emotional roller coaster could be worse than just the one initial breakup beforehand. You see, the thing is, truth will set you free. And it's better to be honest now, because if you carry the person up high, it's a good gift, and then bring them down low, right? That is worse than just, okay, you bring them low now and they have time to recover for Christmas and time for the new year.
But I'm thinking here now, suppose the person doesn't take this breakup well. Let's say family gets involved, mommy start calling, the friends start calling, what you doing, where's that one? I guess you have to brace yourself, because there could be a little storm, you know, that might brew no pun intended, around the said breakup, especially with the timing of it? How does one manage that scenario?
Facing truth sometimes is never easy, because if we keep delaying it, we could always say there is wrong timing, as I was saying before. It's wrong time because the year now starts. It's wrong time because it's Valentine's Day. It's wrong time because Easter is our family time. And then it's wrong timing because maybe it's holiday. It's wrong timing because it's the person's birthday, etc., etc. It could always be the wrong timing. So it's better, and again, that's why you deal with it with respect, being sensitive, being empathetic, dealing with it with love, but you're also being honest about it. Because it's better to face the truth in early instead of stringing yourself along and stringing the person along.
Yeah. I know you would have done research extensively on this particular topic, and I'm sure there are stats internationally and probably even locally, and even through your own experience. Is it something you have noticed and witnessed in your time being a behavioral change specialist, where breakups usually occur around this time of the year?
Actually, no, and that's why I even wanted to bring it to the forum, because most times this is where people deflect. People saying, okay, I know I don't really want to be this person, but this is not a good time. And this period is usually the genesis of the procrastination that ends up happening for next year. So people say, okay, it's Christmas time coming, it's New Year's time coming, I will wait. This may not be the right time. And they're thinking about how the person may react. And then next year, they say the same thing. I've seen a person procrastinate on breaking up because of this same scenario and stay in a relationship for almost 4 years.
Interesting. Because when I saw the topic, I found it to be strange. I said, okay, who would have thought, that around this time, where it's a time really dedicated to coming together and spending time together, and people taking, long trips and long drive to just be with family and the people they love, you wouldn't really think of a breaking up or calling off a relationship in this particular timing, but that's the reality of the day. And I guess, as you would have said, why not? Obviously, yes, there are many who would see it as insensitive. It might be harsh. It's a hard pill to swallow. But I guess if you progress into the new year, as you would have mentioned before, you'll keep on delaying and delaying. I mean, is there ever really a good time to break up? I don't know.
That's a good question. And I don't think there's a good or bad time to break up versus call it the right time. If you believe that you don't want to be in a relationship anymore, speak to the person honestly, with love, with caring, right? And once you start that conversation, sometimes it may not even end up in a breakup. You may end up understanding that person better and actually a renewal of the relationship because you face it with truth. But if the truth is that you all should break up, it's better to face it early than later. I don't believe that the truth is harsh. What is harsh is a lie. The truth is just the truth, and as you described it, it's a bitter pill to swallow. It's better to take the medicine early than you wait later on, than when you're sick to now try to be taking that bitter pill.
Final question, because again, when a breakup, sometimes you're blindsided, sometimes it's inevitable. It's been going downhill for quite a while, and it's just a matter of who really going to have the belly and the fortitude to say, what, that's it. And then there's sometimes, you're working on things, everybody's smiling and bubbling. One day, it's amazing, and the next day, lock off. And in that scenario, the latter, some people are taken aback. You try for reconciliation, you're probably almost on bended knee. If you could hire a parang band to go outside a window and sing, you're asking for forgiveness, you want things to work. You might even want to try to show this person you love them by going the extra mile to get something even extravagant, because again, it's the season for giving and sharing. Should one go down that road? How does one treat with the person really making the extra effort, asking for the forgiveness and reconciliation, and probably going the extra mile now to try to win you over with something very extravagant. You have to hold your grounds, or you think somebody could lean and get back into the mix of the relationship?
Jason, I would say for people to be honest, if someone is trying their best and giving the effort and you're really touching your heart, let's say you want them to do something differently and they put in the effort to do it, and you really think that this person is genuine, I would say give them a chance. Or on the other end, if you realize that it's really not working, don't allow the person to give you gifts or paranoia or etc. and you know you're not going to be with the person. Either way, be honest about it. So if you're honest, you think, you know what, yeah, boy, I can give this person a chance, give them the chance. But at the same time, if you know by the hook or the crook, you're not getting back with this person, don't allow them to spend money on you, spend time, etc., and lead them down that line, because it will be worse for them and sometimes even worse for you.
Closing argument as always. I know you always leave us with your catchphrase. Go right ahead.
I would say to the nation, the truth is not harsh. What is harsh is a lie. So ensure and be honest about what you want to take with you to the Christmas season and to the New Year's, the old years, and to the New Year's. Don't make it complicated, because even though life is not easy, it's really not that hard. Thank you for this.
Yuanse IODK touching base with us for the Mental Health Matters Thursday. Thanks again. Very interesting topic. We'll see how things pan out. And TNT, I mean, listen, you know, we try to bring it real. We try to deal with issues that folks could relate to. And that's a most interesting one there. Let's get ready for the pause. We come back. Business guardian details around the corner. See you soon.